Hello, viewers. I do not know if any of you have heard the news about a police officer in Alabama, who used a stun gun on a black man, who was complying. Alright? It was quite scandalous. But I am going to play the video. Now I wonder if I have screen capture on this. On my yes, I'm pretty sure that I do. Alright.
They held a protest Monday night in response to the viral video showing a police officer using a stun gun on a handcuffed man. We want to warn you, you might find this video disturbing. After an exchange of words, the police officer pulls the trigger on the stun gun and then asks,
"You want it again? No, man. Shut the f*** up, you was big and bad."
She could then be heard calling him an explicit name.
She tased him in the back, and she was holding it. She was just holding it there until he started crying.
Jalexis Rice, girlfriend of Micaiah Washington, says this all started when her boyfriend and two others were changing a tire of the car they were driving. She says that's when the officer in the video pulled up, eventually putting her boyfriend in handcuffs and tasing him.
When I seen it, I couldn't do nothing but cry.
Following his arrest, Washington was booked into the Pickens County Jail on several charges. He has a bond of $500,000. In a statement, Reform's police chief and mayor said they're aware of the video and the police officer has been placed on administrative leave. However, people attending Monday's rally say they want more done.
She needs to be fired, and I feel like she can leave and go somewhere else and do it if they don't hold her accountable for nothing. You are police. You're here to protect and serve us. How do we supposed to trust you and this how you treat us?
It hurt my feelings for real.
In the statement from the mayor and police chief, they said in part, the department is in the process of turning over all materials related to this arrest to the Alabama State Bureau of Investigation and has requested a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding the arrest.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.
Alright, so yes, that happened. There are quite a few, or rather, many people do not believe it when some of us say that there are racists in the police force. But I do wonder, how many times does this have to happen before a good deal of people admit this? So there is a petition to basically release this woman from the police force. It almost has 5,000 signatures. I do believe that they suspended the woman, and that is what always happens, it seems. Oftentimes, police officers that do things like this or just behave in an extremely violent and sadistic fashion. Oftentimes, they are not fired, they are given paid leave, or they are suspended. Which is quite ridiculous when you think about the logic of it. If any of us were to work a job or any manner of profession, and we were to do the things that many of these police officers do, we in all likelihood would be fired. But that is not the case with these people in the police force. They commit all manner of violence against the citizens, and oftentimes they get away with it. And it seems as though, if anything, the police force itself, in a way, sort of acts as a type of gang. But as you can see, she used a stun gun. The man was handcuffed. He was complying. Well, she is on administrative leave. and apparently, she repeatedly used that stun gun. He did cry and he did scream. So, some people are sadistic. Some people are very sadistic. And the police force there's just so many anti-black bigots. So when I talk about the crime statistics being used by white people and Asian people to frame the black population as some type of criminal population, you should realize, and you should do some research, that these same racist police forces, many of those police stations do not send crime data to the FBI. It is a voluntary thing that they can do, and that is why our crime data is incomplete. All of these individuals who say, well, we have data that foundational, or rather even just immigrant black people, not just foundational black Americans, but the black population at large, because we're all categorized as one population, basically is, our population is basically framed as some type of criminal population. And the crime data is always inaccurate, because these police stations often do not send their crime data to the FBI. So, in this sense, the many people who have an interest in basically sort of oppressing the black community, the black communities in this country, have every reason to basically sort of frame us as black individuals as a type of sort of criminal class. It is almost as though that woman, she was trying to look for an excuse to just tase him. Even though he was complying and doing everything that she had said, he was not being violent. And when you think about this, it is quite ridiculous that there are still people being arrested for things like, and getting marijuana charges. But I have to say, that's quite ridiculous. So apparently the events leading up to the beginning of the video, they're not shown. But apparently he had a gun. He told her he had a gun. So she retrieved the gun. And basically, she took the gun and had him in handcuffs on that car and tased him anyway, just because she wanted to, and she is a sadistic bigot. Some people, women and men, sadism is a real thing. Sadism is an actual thing that, it is a sort of mindset that some people have. They love causing pain. There are people like that, and that is, as far as I'm concerned, it is obvious that woman is a sadist. Very sick. And if you do not know what a sadist is a person who loves to cause people to feel pain. It gives them pleasure. And that even goes into the realm of sexuality and so forth. And, this small woman is coming up to this big man, putting him in handcuffs on the car and tasing him. And for her, it is what you may call a power trip, as though she is intoxicated with her power over a big black man. All right? But this is often seen in how black individuals are treated by particular bigoted police. So let's see here. Okay, so basically we have gotten most of the story, but for the most part, yes, it is exactly what you just saw. The stuff is still happening. The stuff is still just, never seems as though it ever really stops, especially in places like Alabama. And you heard that woman's accent. She sounds sort of like a man, to be, with no offense to any deep-voiced woman, because I actually prefer a woman with a deeper voice. But honestly, it's just that, who do you even think you are? You know, you're a little small woman coming up to a big man and just tasing him for no other reason than the fact that you can do it. You know he is complying with everything that you are saying. He has a gun, but he didn't use the gun. He could have, and she would have been dead. But other than, you know, just the power of basically abusing him, there was no reason to do what she did. No reason other than the fact that she is a sadistic bigot. So, I just wanted to review this story because I know that oftentimes news stories such as this, they sort of go away if the black, especially the foundational black American community, is not talking about it, because oftentimes among black people, those of us who are foundational to this country, we are often the ones who really sort of push the civil rights for our people, you know. And so in those states like Alabama, really there is even more of a reason to spread that news. Viewers, if you can spread the news on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, excuse me, please do. If you care about justice, about what happened, and how these things continue to happen, who knows if that petition is going to do anything. But anyhow, you know, I just wanted to basically, you know, share the news. This is happening again. May you be blessed and farewell, viewers. Right.